Alright, YouTube, Sinister Ruler here, and today we are doing a Sektor Mavado guide, which is the sequel to my previous Sektor/Sektor Janet guide. So if you haven't watched that and you're trying to learn the character with any cameo, I encourage you to watch that before you watch this one. But today we're going to be talking about Mavado, and the main appeal of Mavado is the fact that all of your projectiles launch the opponent airborne, except for this one. I don't really count this one because like this one has enough hit stun to become a launcher by itself. So basically, all of your projectiles are now launchers because you have Mavado. So you can actually convert off of that. Now, don't drop it like I did, but it's way more effective after your straight projectile. Because if you're just rapid fire throwing these aerial projectiles, you're not really gonna have time to get a combo. Like, it doesn't really work like that. So it is way more effective after your straight projectile because you can just automatically do it and you don't have time to like throw another one. Like, look, you don't recover in time to just rapid fire keep shooting straight projectiles. But your aerial projectile, if you want to get a combo, I encourage you to just do one, see if it hits, and then do teleport. And also, it's better to do the up cameo version, not the forward cameo, because if you actually want a combo, this one sends you like towards Sektor. So like when you teleport and now you're on the other side, they're actually going away from you. So do up cameo and then you'll be way closer. And basically that's the route that you're pretty much always going to go for, unless you want to save jump, and then you would just cut the combo short and do this. Now of course Johnny has a 10 frame armor, so it might not work against him, but most characters, that's going to be a safe jump. Just to ensure that it's a safe jump, you can do just one of these. Like, instead of 4-2-1, just do 4-2. But yeah, that's pretty much it from full screen. Nothing else changes. And like I said, we're not really going to be going into general Sektor stuff. Just Mavado cameo specific stuff, because we already had the Sektor/Sektor Janet guide, which I'm assuming you've already watched by now. So now, up close, the main thing that's different, you don't really use this, by the way. Like, even though it's there, it's a plus 10 on block. I forgot to turn frame data on. Plus 10 on block, 19 frame summon move. Like, it's good, but the really like weird thing about this team is the fact that you don't use most of Mavado's moves. Like, you don't really use this. You don't really use this. The only two moves that you really use... Oh yeah, and you also don't use... What's it called? The slide. You don't really use that either. So the only two moves that you do use are... Well, I guess I have to take them off to show you. That and this. Like, you only use the forward and up cameo. You don't specifically use this string. I was just using that as an example. What you're really going to be doing is flamethrower. So off of your low, you can do flamethrower. After your overhead, you can do flamethrower. Off of just regular armor, which is flamethrower, of course, you can still use that. What else? After your back 3-4. So this is your B&B off of your back 3-4. And of course, you could also end that in jump 3-2. It's just going to be a little tight, as with most jump 3-2 enders. It's just like really timing specific. Flamethrower is basically the same thing. And I'm just going to end with jump 3-2 to show you can do it. It's just a little bit harder than stand 3, which is why I usually just go for that instead. Or sweep if you really don't want to deal with that. And of course, you could also just stop after this and get a safe jump if you wanted it. I don't know why I can't hit this right now. Because that is plus 44, so it's a safe jump. You can also jump over and it'll also be a safe jump against most of the cast. Johnny's probably like a weird exception because his armor is like so fast, but yeah. Flamethrower being a launcher now is really huge for Sektor, because on block, she can make that basically safe. Like, say I wanted to punish that. Well, Yeah, it only comes out on yeah, it only comes out on block, so it won't come out on hit. On hit, she'll just do the regular flamethrower, but see, like, that doesn't punish. This doesn't punish. Stand 1 doesn't reach. Stand 2 doesn't reach, so, like, most characters just can't punish that. Even if you do it, like, point blank. Yeah, see, like, it's basically safe. The only thing you can do really is armor. And like, they have to spend a bar for that, and you just spent a bar, so like you both lost a bar. They took the damage. They're only getting like a few, like maybe 6%, 9%, depending on the character. So like, this is basically, for all intents and purposes, this move is safe. Completely safe. So you have a safe overhead launcher. You have a low launcher that's also safe. And anything you want to cancel into flamethrower, say you want to do, I don't know, down 3 flamethrower. Why not, right? Down 4 flamethrower. What do you have to lose? Nothing. So, I mean, this move becomes basically one of her, that becomes her best special move. As soon as you have Mavado to automatically confirm that for you, flamethrower is literally the best special move that she has. Same thing, say you are, well, Johnny doesn't have any armor gaps, but like, let's say he's staggering and like you just want to armor out. But say like you've been doing that a lot and he reads it, or let me do that better. You're getting predictable, he starts reading that, and like you can automatically confirm that. So like flamethrower just becomes super strong, and I think that's the main appeal of this team up close. Of course, let me take him off block. The fact that you can confirm your auto shimmy, like we already showed, that's really good as well. But oh, and also you have this OS, but like we already showed in the other video, so I'm only gonna briefly show this. You can already like OS that by itself, so you don't need that, but it is helpful, the fact that you don't even need the OS. You can just like lazily do 4-4-3, and if it hits, then you get a combo. If not, oh well. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about grenade. I'm not going to talk about slide or this move really. The slide, the reason you don't use slide is because the only time that would be useful, remember, all of her combo enders, including stand 3, put you at full screen. So like, why are you going to use slide? Slide you use when you're trying to keep your offense going. Really, all of her combo enders put you full screen unless you're in the corner. And then you already have missile, right? So like, if you have missile, why spend the extra cameo on this slide? Like, maybe if you wanted to end your combo like this, then you would use it, but like, it's just a waste of a cameo because you have something that covers their wake up already. You don't even need slide. Now, there is this cool like set play thing that you have where if they decide to block this, then you can get a throw combo, just to show you like you have enough time to like dash up with a 1-1 or dash up with like a 4-4. So you can get throw combo like that, but really that's not real because all they have to do to get out of this is just take the slide. Also, you do have a mid option. And that's safe. Because if they decide to, you know what, I'm not even going to show that because I already made a video about it, but yeah, it's not good enough to justify spending half of a cameo, especially when you need cameo to do your combos anyway. So you're going to be doing combos that look something like this. Like that's the general formula for it. You're doing down back 2, and then you're doing like a normal, whether that be stand 1, and then you're just gonna do it again. So mid-screen, I guess we can just go over B&Bs, and then after we go over mid-screen and corner B&Bs, that's gonna be it for the guide because there's not much to really go over, especially because we already talked about base sector stuff. So off of your just 1-1 and your 4-2, this is really what you're gonna be doing. This is the harder version of the combo, by the way. So that is the optimal. If you don't want to go for the optimal and you want to make sure that you actually land the combo, you can go for that instead, which does like not a whole lot less. That one did 374, the other one did 379. And like I said, that's also off of your 4-2. And you can also, of course, end in safe jump or anything like that. But yeah, that's your optimal mid-screen off of this. Ooh, sorry. This one's easier because you actually have so much gravity that you can't do anything after jump 2-1-2. So I'm just gonna do this into a jump 3-2, and that does 35%. So that one is pretty simple. What else do you have? I mean, off of your forward 4, I guess, if you want to know that. So you can see, like, they all follow a specific formula. You're just doing, you're juggling them with down back 2, and then eventually you're doing Mavado afterwards. And then you're doing jump 2-1-2 into float and then jump 3-2. So they all follow about the same thing mid-screen. In the corner, really, it's also like the same thing. Well, assume I landed that. You would also just do like a stand 1. And I'm gonna do a suboptimal, because remember, it's way more like worth it to get maybe 1% less as opposed to dropping the entire combo because you decided to go for an optimal and then dropped it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for like a very suboptimal combo just to show you. So really, that's the structure of your combo. You're doing stand 4, stand 3, and a down back 2, and then down back 2, then down back 2, and then you're doing Mavado, jump 2, and to this. Pretty simple, right? So that is the structure of your combos off of your standing buttons, but then off of this, of course. So that's off of that. Johnny actually has a very strange hitbox. So missile is much more likely to whiff on him. I don't know what it is. It's specifically Johnny. Like, it's no other character, just Johnny. For some reason, missile just tends to whiff more against Johnny. There's a sweet spot where he just won't get hit. But yeah, you don't have to worry about that because no one knows that. So technically against Johnny, I guess the best thing to do would be, I don't know, spend a bar or just like cash out and end your combos and jump 3-2, but you don't have to worry about that. No one knows that this whiffs more against Johnny, and sometimes it hits them anyway, so like it's kind of random. But yeah, that's your combo off of your 4-2. We already talked about this. I guess off of your flamethrower, since you are going to be using flamethrower a lot more, you can just stick to stand 3. Technically, I guess you can get a little bit more. You can get an extra down back 2 in there. And then of course the same thing applies to your armor. And I think that's it. Because yeah, we talked about your projectiles and stuff. Talked about up close, you're really just gonna be, you're using your overhead more because it's actually a really good threat now. Because remember, on block. Well, in the corner, it's actually less safe because they can't get pushed back because they're already in the corner. So you're point blank. -9, so difficult to punish, but not like completely safe. Now this, on the other hand, your low is always safe. Seems really simple, really. So like, other than Motaro, this is the easiest cameo to play with Sektor. And I guess while we're here, because this guy was so fast, let's go ahead and talk about Motaro, right? So Motaro is the simplest cameo to play with Sektor. This is everyone's day 1 team, or at least it was like when she first came out, and there's a reason for that. It's just so easy. This is a very easy team to play. Very simple. There's no, you don't have to think at all when you're playing this team. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You just do stuff, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's all just because of this teleport. This teleport is broke, and everybody knows that, and that's why everybody started playing Sektor Motaro when she first came out. You don't get like OSs or anything like that. Like, you don't get like combos off of stuff like that. The one thing that you can combo though is your EX projectile, and it's really gonna hurt because, as you know, her EX projectile does damage over time, and it does not scale. So you're just doing an unscaled 5% buff basically to the combo. You also have safe armor, and you can actually confirm whether or not this hits. Yeah, you can see. You have enough time to see if this hits or not. And yeah, you can just basically just hold up, and if you see they get hit, let go, and then do your combo. Now you do have to have like a pretty good reaction time in order to do this, and I do pride myself on having some pretty decent reactions, but you know, you can just do stuff in the same way that you could do it with Mavado. You just get to do it with Motaro. Like, there's no consequences whatsoever, because oh well, right? Full screen, no one's punishing that from there, you know. So you don't get any throw combos or anything like that because Motaro just doesn't have the means to do that. Like, you can't do anything like that. Plus, it wouldn't even matter because of the glitch. I made a video about the glitch if you don't know what I'm talking about. What else? You don't use this because it's too slow. It does not jail after any of her most important strings. It's there, but this is more of a neutral tool. You might want to use that in neutral, but you don't really use that like for pressure. It's just too slow. Plus, you want to save your cameo bar for this anyway, because this is way more important to her game plan specifically. So the game plan is very simple. Plus, you can play this team really lame from full screen because the minute they get close, and you're out. So, plus, you can do stuff like that. Like, you just play very lame, and you know, you see they're getting close, and right back to it. Like, you see, this is very simple. I could do this with my eyes closed. This is very simple. Like, yeah, I don't have to even explain anything. And because your combos are all just this and a teleport or this and a teleport, I'm not even gonna go over like B&Bs, because you should know if you watch the Sektor Janet guide that after you land this, you're just gonna do 4-2 teleport, and then whatever combo you think you're not gonna drop, because I just dropped the optimal, but you could go for the easy combo. Oh my god. You could go for the easy combo, which I'm not gonna drop. I'm gonna do this. Make sure I don't drop it. Whew, whatever. So yeah, those are your B&Bs. You're just doing X string or normal into flamethrower, or the EX back forward 1 for more damage. In the corner, you're actually gonna do 4-2 because you have enough time to like carry them to the corner while you're doing that. So you might think because you're doing this so far from the corner, you might have to like carry them to the corner or something like that, but no, you don't have to do that. You can just go for your regular corner route because you're still close enough to get a stand 4-2 into this. And of course, you could also add some down back 4s in there just for extra damage if you want. One thing that you actually can do is set up this triple turret in the corner. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't labbed this at all, but that works, so like you might as well just do something like that. Yeah, that's Motaro for you. I was halfway not even trying to do a guide for Motaro. In fact, when I originally started recording, I had no intention of this being like a dual cameo guide, but Motaro's just so simple and one layer that like, you might as well. I could talk about Motaro probably in a YouTube short if I wanted to, but since you're clicking on this video for like an in-depth guide, I went into as much depth as I could possibly come up with. You also have reflect, so like, not that you need it. You have a projectile parry and the best projectiles in the entire game, but you have this if you want it. Yeah, that's going to be the guide. So hopefully this helps anybody who's trying to pick up either Mavado or Motaro. I encourage you to watch the Sektor Mavado or Sektor Janet guide that I already put out because, like I said, it's also a base character guide for any cameo. So that applies to Frost, Jax, I don't know, Chameleon, anybody else. I'll probably do some other cameo guides, probably like a Jax guide at some point, a Frost guide, a Chameleon guide, a Sonya guide, probably. Maybe even a Lao guide if I learn that cameo better. But yeah. Take care. Peace. Sinister out.